Yo, Christian, first in the house. How you doing tonight? Yeah, let me just finish setting up. I I was not prepared, so I set tonight's stream up in like 60 seconds. No, I was just taking too long to get to my computer. I was hanging out with Zuko. First he was trying to like play with me, and then he ran off, and then he ran back and laid next to me, and I was just chilling with him. Zuko, be nice. We were chilling, buddy. All right, let's get into it. All right, hopefully Zuko is calmed down now. Ah, GG. Those 8s. Tropius. Wow. Huh. Yo, for real. It's got acupressure, perfect nature. It has fighting dark dragon, perfect coverage. It hits every Pokemon for neutral. Dude, this is a crazy set. I'm like 90% sure it hits. Yeah, it hits every Pokemon for neutral or better. We died to a single Ice Shard, but that's okay. We get the acupressure, evasion. I don't even think we need a better moveset. I mean, the only thing we really need is like a better fighting move. Maybe grass might be better than... No, grass isn't better. But flying. Flying is better than dragon. Yeah, we get like 100 coverage if we can get a flying move. Like, it'd be the same base power if we got Drill Peck. Yeah, I'm sorry, Timer Ball, but... Tropius! We gotta win with it. Darth Kermit. Do it. Another Pokeball, that's hilarious. Damn, it would have also been kind of good to have picked the Ariados because it's versing Happiny, right? So the Pokemon versing the rival gets a lot of XP in that scenario. And we could have actually had like something with the BST and with the typing with like level 9 or 10 out of the rival. This game wants us to pivot. Yeah. The game never says anything nice to me anyway, so... Why would it say something nice now? Oh my god, did you see that? We got the +2 evasion. That's what I wanted turn 1. Let's go. Just keep throwing, buddy. Just keep throwing. I really wanted a defense boost. I feel like I should attack. I should take advantage of this position that I'm in before I get hit and die. Because if I can crit through his defense, again, yeah, because it was unlikely I would keep getting to avoid his attack. I just needed a crit, that's all. Sad. I can't believe we got the evasion boost on turn 1 though. It almost paid off. I feel like I played it right. There was no other play other than acupressure. Maybe the special defense one. There was one turn that I probably should have attacked one turn early. I think that was my downfall. Should have healed. You right. Yo, what's good, Blue X? How you doing tonight? Doing well. Things are good. Yeah, I should have tried again, you're right. I'm pretty sure we should be able to beat the rival. You have super effective rock moves. We're tanky. Every time I look at Miltank's stats, doesn't matter the file, it puts the tank in its name. I've never seen a glass tank, a glass cannon Miltank. I knew I would miss. GG. I just don't think it's good enough. The offenses are below average, the speed is below average. Stab would be nice with the ability, but it doesn't save it. Dragon Dance could be okay for it. I mean, the physical special is so close to each other that you can do either. I'm not a fan of Pokemon who almost always have to click the setup move, no matter the fight, no matter where they are. Where it's like, normally my setup Pokemon, they'll be able to run normally, and then you get to the gym, and then you do the setup there. And that's really the only purpose for that move. Hey Flair, how you doing tonight? That is the real question, player. We had a Tropius. We almost outplayed the rival. It was pretty cool. Cloud9, Perfect Nature, Fighting Dark, Dragon, Acupressure. Got an evasion boost turn 1 on the rival. Alright, I think everything. I think there's 1 or 2 more over here. I guess Young Mega. 515 BST. If it was between Miltank and Yon Mega, what do you guys want? Both are level 6. Actually, no, we would catch the level 5, and it looks like the level 5 is below 14 speed. Yeah. Oof, that's rough. I think we stick with the Miltank personally. Why go to something slower? If this is already like not average, no point in going to something even slower. Or equal. The best it can be is equal. It could be 13 at level 5. Exactly, we have Shedinja coverage. We have no contacts. Oh, wow. Almost Dragon Dance. Lemonade, nice. Technically, a nasty plot special attack set would be better, not only because of the 3 extra points, not even really because of that, but more of the fact that while setting up, if I get confused, if I get hit by confusion either by a Pokemon with Unaware or, you know, just like any scenario, having the plus attack ends up being like not good. Maybe if we had the nature switch, that extra bulk could like come into play with this scenario. Swords Dance. PP up, nice. Where's the Kingra? The nose. Leave me alone, Marowak. Thank you. There's one left in each area. Armaldo could be an option. It's okay typing, okay BST. Where's the last one? I think Armaldo was level 5, right? Yep. Oof. It's my normal type move. That was a -1 defense crit to do that much damage. That guy was doing a dance for the Miltank. Captivate, Tail Whip. And then it hit and then it hit the tank with the smelling salt. Sus. That's the last one? Bro, what are these pivots? Copium or run? personally, I'm desperate enough for a Copium. Yeah, I'm desperate for a Copium pivot. Yup. Very nice. Work. So we want the level 6. Yeah, level 6. Cruella. She's done well for me in the past. Leaf Blade, okay. Just don't waste your moves. Come on, just get in the ball. I need those. Does she have Sniper? Because that first one did a lot of damage for the crit. Blaze. Special Attacker. Eruption. Bubble Beam. Fire, Water, Grass. Yo. Holy. This is a good Pokemon. Best Copium pivot we've ever had. Now it just has to make it through the difficult... Oh my god. Don't make it. Why? Why did the first Pokemon have to be a Giratina? Hey, no remains. How you doing tonight? Oh my god, what do I click? I want to say... Is Bubble Beam? No. Eruption is the strongest, right? If I'm faster? Oh my god. The GOAT. Built different. Built different. Oh my. Oh my. I think I just get rid of knockoff, right? I think I just get rid of knockoff. Because that saves me PP on Eruption. Level 8, 22 special attack, 21 speed, that's all I need. And these moves... Holy... I also just looked at the ability. I didn't look at it earlier. We have Blaze on top of it. So the question is, long term, do we think Eruption or Lava Plume it has better value? Dies to Sandstream. Metal Claw? No. That's what, 50 base power? Yeah, that's not worth it. I have Fire, Water, Grass right now, that's all we need. I don't think Steel really gives us anything. Actually, it does, ironically, for that Giratina. Dragon types. It's for the 12 dragon types. Do I have to make the decision on Eruption versus Lava Plume now? We have really good PP. I like how Lava Plume hits all three Pokemon, and the burn can be really useful as well. If you're not guaranteed to one-shot, and it would be a two-shot regardless. Why does it ban some people from saying PP max or PP and other people it doesn't? That's so weird. YouTube is weird. I like YouTube. If YouTube is listening, I really like YouTube. But they need to fix that. It's a really tough choice. So technically Eruption is stronger than Metal Claw against Dragon types. If I'm at full health, even right now, even at partial health, it's stronger. Because it would be 55 right now, and Metal Claw is 50. Don't take it. Hey, Black Flare. Hey, welcome back. Black Flare, you get spaces of not talking, and then I think that you aren't, like, here all night. So I'm sorry if I ever, like, say... My mind is all over the place. Thinking about the run, reading chat. I don't think this should be our forever move set. I think we should try to improve it in some way. But it'll hold us together for now. Doo-doo-doo. I thought he'd go for dig on this turn. Withdraw? I don't need that. Nice. Nice. Yo, this Leaf Blade is carrying us through this tower. Oh my god, it's literally carrying us through. GG. Yeah, the split attack definitely paid off on the Clefable. We're super balanced. We have good HP and super balanced. I like it. It's pretty good. I mean, our special attack is a hair above average. Our attack is a hair below. So, like, yes, tankier Pokemon will be tough to knock out, even with Bubble Beam. That was happening the last couple nights, right? When we had water types with Stab Water. I think we had, like, Water Pulse and Bubble Beam at one point, and both Pokemon were just, like, their offense was nice, but it wasn't impressive. Brine. You're right, it was Brine. I said it as you were typing it out. That's hilarious. Honestly, truth be told, our offensive stats are very similar to what the Feraligatr had. If I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure this is what it had. About... Did we get... Oh my god, we got the Ice move! Thank you, Christian, thank you! It's not Ice Beam. Next time, clarify. So... I swear it's tough. I swear it's really tough. Christian, I kid. I like it. I'm glad. And the attack drop's not bad. Plus 20 PP. It almost makes me think that we lose Lava Plume. As much as I love, like, it's one of my favorite moves, probably my, like, Lava Plume and Ore Sphere are probably the fighting for top 2 for my favorite moves. But I think lesson learned from damage output. I think damage output is important, and keeping Eruption for that very purpose. Though Lava Plume does make double fights easier, though Eruption is the second cousin to that. If we knock out our partner Pokemon, then on turn 2, we still attack both Pokemon. Like, I personally wouldn't say we would, like, suffer at double fights, without Lava Plume, like we'll have Eruption back up. But you guys, it seems like chat is leaning towards Lava Plume. No remains. You think we keep Eruption? You know, I want to make sure we're all on the same wording. So how about the way that we word it is, what move do we delete? Because obviously a move is getting deleted. So do we delete Eruption or do we delete Lava Plume? Just so that way there's no confusion. I think it has to be Aurora over Lava Plume. So Claire, you're switching. Because earlier you were, like a moment ago, you were saying Eruption gets weaker. We need Lava Plume. So now you're saying we need Eruption in the long run. That's my thought too, Claire. Is like, yes, brief scenarios, Lava Plume is better, but in the long run, other than dungeons, Eruption is better. Because in the burst fights, when you're outside of a gym or a dungeon, making sure that you get the damage output is crucial. Just sweeping through. That way, all you have to worry about is dungeons. And when you're in a dungeon, having a move that you can rely on doing a good 30% stronger damage than our stab move, right? Our stab move is 97.5. So think of it as 100, right? Let's just make it easy math, 100. 150 base power option. And in the scenario where things get dicey, at least we get a stab boost to Eruption when we're at 1/3 health. So it's like long term, Eruption kind of holds itself up. Like, yeah, you get that 120, you get the 120 base power with stab for Lava Plume, but that's not even as strong as Eruption in its prime. I feel like if I want to win, I have to learn from my lessons, right? And the lesson we learned this week is a Pokemon built in this format isn't always the best at putting up damage. It's average, so you'll do average damage. But if you're on a file with tank, you might struggle. So I thought we had a PP up. Do we have a PP max? If we have a PP max, we could do it on Eruption. Not enough double fights. Yeah, there's 4 in this region. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of the Lava Plume and just pray. PP up. Yeah, it was a PP up. I thought so. Which ironically is the type that I like to put on Eruption. They equal the same thing. A PP up is just 1/3 regardless. It's not just one. As much as Eruption is our best move, I'm putting it in the last slot because we will prioritize trying to use it for like important Pokemon rather than just using it like as a hyper offense. Hey yo, Denny in the house with the gifted. Thank you, Denny. How you doing? Denny the goat. Oh, Denny, tomorrow I have the day off. I have a couple things I have to do, but for the, like, depends on when I start my day. Depends on when I end my night and start my day will determine when I have availability. But worst case, if tomorrow gets dicey on doing any bossing, um, Wednesday I get out of work at 4. I was asked if I could do a half day, so originally it would have been a day off, but I was asked to do a half day, so I could do like probably like 5 p.m. my time, EST, Eastern Standard Time. Christian, you're so right. What a copium pivot. Insane copium pivot. Fire, water, grass, ice. $420 blaze it. It's funny too because when we can see the face sprite in a battle, this girl actually does look like he's been blazing. Sounds good, Denny. Alright, time for the gym. Do I have any berries? I have a lemonade and a full heal. I have 2 attack boosting berries. And 2 white herbs. Alright, here we go. I think soon our attack is about to pass our defense. So we said put the PP on right away. We don't want to wait. Yeah, I mean, if I wait, I'll just never do it, right? So may as well just do it. Perfect time to do it. Oh my gosh, is that thick fat? I'm gonna assume that's thick fat. No, that's just a tank. Holy. Okay. Good to know. What other moves could we put on it? I mean, we could be flexible in the current typings. Obviously, Ice Beam. We could consider Seed Bomb for no contact. Energy Ball to go full special. If ironically, if we got Water Spout, I actually think we go back to Lava Plume with a Heart Scale because the damage output argument I used for Eruption works better as a stab environment. Especially when you are chipped, even getting stabbed as you have less health. Oh, you meant on the PP max. My bad. Hate when they're faster. Whip that did no damage. Nice. Fire spin? Nope. That's the worst option. And that's a win. Nice. Now, I did use 2 potions, which technically, I mean, technically it made Eruption a little bit stronger, but we would have had Blaze, and I think Blaze would have still knocked out Dust Tops. So it might have been a waste, but it's okay. It was the safest play. And it was the free turn anyways. Swift? Not the worst. Eruption is better. In the concept of it hits both trainers in the double fight. Alright, your girl Tentacruel needs a name. You know, the PP up actually did make it a little bit easier for the gym leader because of the miss that we did on the Espeon. We didn't have to stress so much about PP. I forgot to grab an HM Pokemon. Wait, did I? I forgot to check if the HM... Yeah, okay. I mean, it's not, like, typing ideal, but it's not the worst, right? It's not like any of our weaknesses Miltank is resisting, and that's really all that matters. You want to call her Squidward? But this is a girl. Squidward is a guy. It's a good name. I think that's a really good name for a Tentacool. I just don't know if this is the Tentacool for it. I was personally thinking we try to use the ability. Could name it like Mary Jane. That was my thought. Nah, we gotta spell it out, Christian. MJ could be Michael Jackson. For all a new person walking into the stream could know. Also, that energy root and the yellow shard? Hell yeah. And an X special? Nice. Energy root is huge. I love that we finally got a 200 heal. It's been forever since we've gotten those. Are you guys good with Mary Jane? Or do you have another name in mind? Alright, that's all that matters, Christian. Nothing else. Hell yeah, no remains. Appreciate it. I don't know. Maybe people are against it. You never know. Hey Tim, how you doing? Offensive name, I will now unsub. Respect. All right, I'll change it to Mother Mary. No? Ice beam at 26? Here's a question for chat. Do we keep a physical move at all times? Hussein, welcome. Holy moly, this tentacle is back. It's an improved version. We found this as a copium pivot too. We went to the Bellsprout Tower because we had nothing. Caught this at level 6, took on the Bellsprout Tower at an 8 level deficit than we would normally take it, right? Normally it's like we go in between 12 to 14, so it's like average of 13. So my thought was, is Thunderbolt better than Leaf Blade? Because the issue with the Thunderbolt is water, electric, ice, and fire all have abilities that have counters to those typings. It's not a bad idea. That's what I was thinking, Hussein. It's just the question of what move do we have. for that slot. Grass is good. It's solid. I don't know if I like it being my water type answer, having to click every water type with a physical move. Sorry, with a contact move is it's a little rough. One thing that would be interesting is getting Charge Beam. I would have to seriously think about whether or not I value a physical attack move if I can get setups offense. Oh my god, it's almost Thunderbolt. That is insane, dude. It's Lava Plume but electric. Bro, it's Lava Plume but electric. Holy. Leaf Blade is contact, correct. It covers for 2 more Pokemon. But Grass has 7 more times 4. Is getting rid of... Oh, I can't get rid of Aurora Beam. Yeah, it would have to be either keep Leaf Blade or take Discharge. It's one of the two. I don't think it's anything else. I just asked the question, and here is a knockoff version of the move. When I first had the thought before I brought it up to you guys, I did think about Discharge, but I was more concerned about like a Thunderbolt variant, 95 base power, same PP. Because I was thinking Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. I was thinking Bolt Beam. So the thing is, Christian, without Bubble Beam, fire types are neutral coverage. That's the big one for the neutral number. It's weird. These typings, it's almost like you want all 5. I don't know. I wish the game could just give me 4 moves and that's it, and then everything else can be trash. Just give me 4 perfect moves. Because, like, what am I gonna do when it offers me Aura Sphere? Like, at the rate it's going, I'm about to get Aura Sphere before Morty. I propose we reset. Smart. So Pusine Electric only gives coverage for 2 extra Pokemon. Now they are different Pokemon, don't get me wrong. Leaf Blade is covering for like ground and rock. So here's another thing, right? Leaf Leaf Blade covers for ground and rock, which water does as well. So the tracker is considering it being covered. Discharge covers for water flying. Flying types are covered by ice. So it's like, it's tough to say with the numbers in front of us on the screen which one covers a quantity of more Pokemon. It's with the current moveset, Electric would give us 2 more Pokemon of super effective. If we lose Ice, we don't cover for Dragon types like Giratina, Latios, Latias, Dragonair. You don't see Discharge being more useful. I mean, there's pros and cons to both. Leaf Blade having contact, Discharge being immune by Motor Drive and Volt Absorb, base power being lower on Discharge, Rough Skin, Aftermath, Leaf Blade, Burn, Paralyze, Effect Spore. Like, there's so many abilities that Contact activates compared to the 2 that Electric activate. Yeah, Ice is essential for Dragon. Late game part scale is going to be nice because we'll be able to make our moveset exactly how we want it. Yeah, it's just hard to tell which move technically has the best coverage because like there's so many variables. There's no Sap Sipper, which is nice, but alright, let's lock in. For my vote, if you guys are curious what my vote is, because I haven't said yet, my vote is delete Leaf Blade, take Discharge. And the reason why is I'll use Clefable as an example. Clefable is a very big special defensive Pokemon. I could technically whittle it down if I get a good para on it. We'll have to kind of lean on the Paralyze, and we don't know if it has Volt Absorb or Motor Drive on that. But at the same time, for my second argument, in the event that we get set up, I would rather be looking at a combo of like the 4 special attacks that we have right now, or set up with Charge Beam. If we got Charge Beam, then it's a decision between Charge Beam and Discharge, which isn't as hard as Charge Beam versus Leaf Blade. Argument for Leaf Blade, high crit rate, coverage for high special defense, and more damage output. For the high special defense argument, the way I would strike that down is if we sacrifice heals, then we're fine. But if we have to also calculate for contact scenarios, your window for healing is a lot harder to like stay within because you have to stay outside of the aftermath. You have to have the right berry on to remove the status. Yeah, Leaf Blade being contact is the biggest downside. A God Copium pivot with a ridiculous move pool, yeah. Honestly, I had 60 I probably had like 80 seconds to set up tonight's stream to be on time. And I went to set it up and I saw that today would be 3:33 and I was just like, sure, well, lucky 3's. There is one argument nobody made yet. Our Pokemon is named Mary Jane and we're getting rid of our leaf. That's like blasphemy. So no remains. Is your argument the same 3 points that Christian made? Covers high special defense, high crit ratio, more damage like output in a calculator than discharge would do. So it is flame body static, effect spore, rough skin, aftermath. Isn't there one more? It's not poison point because we're a poison type. I thought there was one more. Curse body is not in this. Am I wrong, chat? Am I wrong? I have the game pause, so like we can think this over because this is like game changing. I also have the wrong calculation up right now. There are a lot of Pokemon that are times 4 weak to electric as well. Not as many. I agree there's not as many. I'm not falling asleep. I'm wide awake, and I don't have work tomorrow, so I'm up for the grind tonight. No, I figured they say if you write it out, right? Like there's different ways to like kind of like see things differently. So I figured I would try writing it out. So I just typed it out on my phone. Honestly, I think Leaf Blade. I think we gotta keep Leaf Blade. I don't think the pros on Discharge outweigh the cons of Leaf Blade. Like, I can hype up the pros of Discharge, but if they don't exceed, if they don't hit that expectation or exceed that expectation, we could fizzle out at this stage. But having Leaf Blade for flexibility, if I can play smart, right, it doesn't mean like this is just able to do everything, right? Like I have to be full on how I play things, learn Pokemon for who they are as defensive or special defensive Pokemon. Like Discharge gives us the easement of just saying Move 1, 2, 3, or 4 is super effective or neutral against the Pokemon in front of us. That's the purpose of discharge. And if I need a strategy, then I go for a Copium Para. Is that logical, or am I the person who stands at each table and is like, "Wow, yeah, you make a really good point. I'm gonna vote for you." Right choice. You really do. I know we took a long time on that, and I apologize. Just to not do anything with it. It's the choice of win or fail, in my opinion, if we make the wrong choice. And one thing I kind of like is how Leaf Blade covers things outside of what... Because, like, Electric covers the water types, which Leaf Blade does. Electric covers flying. Water flying. There's another one, right? Why am I being dumb? The lobster's too buttered, and my steak is too juicy. No, this is the... I have a perfect spread in front of me, a 6-course meal. But if I don't eat this meal in a very specific order, my stomach's gonna pop and I'm gonna explode. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna all mix together well, and then I'll die. One argument I had thought of and I didn't say verbally is, like, if we did get other moves, there was a little bit more flexibility with an electric move than grass. If we wanted, but that's only if we want to keep Bubble Beam. There is an argument to get rid of Bubble Beam, because, like, Stab actually doesn't make it as strong as I would like it to be. The reason we keep other moves is for super effectiveness. Good miss. Rare candy, nice. Hypothetical. If we were offered Weather Ball, is it worth it? What about Aura Sphere and or Earth Power? Aura Sphere for Bubble Beam. Yo, are you cooking? Bro's cooking right now. Hold up. Wow. True, because you would give up 7.5 base power for more coverage. And by having more coverage, those on that coverage list actually end up making Aura Sphere stronger because it's times 2 instead of 1.5. It's times 2 at 90 instead of 1.5 at 65. And covering steel types instead of having to use Aura Sphere would be really nice. Or, my bad. Instead of having to use Eruption or Bubble Beam. I really like that synergy. Right, next level new move. Pokemon learns all of its moves very early. 55. Its last move is right after Morty. Probably at the beginning of the basement. We usually enter the basement either at 54 or 55. Calcium, hell yeah. Freshwater, very good. You will? I can't learn that. No worries. Is music off? Then he wants me to throw. He's distracting me. Yeah, because the music that was just playing was the Super Smash Bros. One. That's strange, Denny. Oh my. That's okay. Shiki Zero, welcome to the chat. You are welcome to ask a question. I'm happy to answer your question if I have the answer for it. How did you get your stream to have the game audio? It is not game audio. It is randomized HeartGold music or remixed music. What I did was I went to Spotify and I found a playlist that was specifically for this game. He kept his Wingull. How cute. Unlike him, I did not keep my starter Pokemon. Yeah, good question, Zero. One thing I would just say is as long as there's no like copyright issues, right? Because I went to go and use a very common one that a lot of Pokemon streamers use, called Glitch City, and I thought the music was amazing. I actually would wear my headphones when I would play video games, when I would stream. Um, but I would just nonstop have issues with the copyright. So I eventually had to switch. I did lo-fi for a bit, and I think this is probably our best now. And there are 2 songs in this current playlist that do have a little bit of issue with copyright, but they don't flag it, so rather than removing the songs, I just leave them in because you guys like them. They're actually like songs that you guys have specifically said that you like, so I haven't taken them out. How did you make it so the stream doesn't force face reveal? How does it force face reveal? if I don't put my camera setting on OBS, it just doesn't go on. That would be a setting on your OBS. How are you streaming? OBS stands for Open Broadcast Server. It is a free program that allows you to set up a video format like this. The screen that you have in front of you where you can see chat, the favorites, and the different gaming screens. That is not the format that I see. So I set it up for a visual complement for you guys to like have everything on the screen that you need. And you set up OBS with like your different displays and you stream through that. I also use the YouTube live button, but I set up a live stream on YouTube and then I go to OBS and I use the YouTube setup to start the stream through OBS because you get a lot more control. No remains. Have a great night. I'm sorry that I'm talking a lot instead of running a lot, but I hope you have a great night. Sounds good, Cheeky. I did face cam for a time. I'm not a fan of the lights that I have. So either the lighting is bad with just the natural apartment lights, or the lighting is just so much that I eventually just turn off the face cam. Okay, let's focus up. I need to stop being on autopilot. I have to decide. I kind of feel like Leaf Blade. No. Bumblebee's gotta be stronger, right? Yeah. Ooh, crit. Lucky. How does one start a Kaizo? So setup is a bit of work. Critical thing about setup is organizing your files on your computer. But once you have your emulator and like all of the randomizer and everything set up, it's not difficult to like do more. Like just do it, right? Like I set up today's stream in 80 seconds because I was kind of like a little bit late getting to my computer. I set it up in 80 seconds and I ended up being on time for starting my stream at midnight. I don't want to use Eruption, but I really should, because I guess in reality I'm not going to click Eruption on every Pokemon for the gym leader, so if I have 4, I guess that's enough, right? 4 out of 6 Pokemon. Surely there's not 6 Pokemon I need to click Eruption for. First kid did 12 damage. My logic was, worst case scenario, I knock it out in 1, and it doesn't give a lot of XP away because it's it's a tiny Pokemon. I did not calculate for Alakazam to be an idiot and click Wrap. So now I have to decide, because now Alakazam can attack me. I think I gotta kill the Surskit. I don't want to, but Shiki, are you also asking what the rules are for Kaizo? I'm happy to answer any questions about what the rules are if needed. Go for Miltank. Okay, free turn to heal or free turn to kill Miltank. I think it's free turn to kill Miltank. I ended up not doing the eruption play that I originally planned for. I don't know if that was better or worse, because I would have taken the Wrap and the Psychic. Yeah, I guess my play was worse. Oh well. So our second Pokemon is our HM Pokemon, being that this is Kaizo Ironmon and not just Ironmon. So you have to have an HM Pokemon to beat the game. And in double fights, it does nothing. You just throw a Pokeball, as we just did, in order to complete the double fight. And I have the choice to attack my own partner Pokemon. I try to outplay the double fight, use the advantage of a resisted move for them to knock out the partner Pokemon. Didn't work out this time. Eruption is still stronger than Bubble Beam, so I think we're okay. I plan to give you all of the rules for Kaizo after I beat this gym leader. I need to focus or else I'll mess up. Alright guys, good luck. We got this. I doubt this one-shots, but we're gonna try. It does. Nice. Okay. Citrus Berry out of the way. Okay, 2. 3. Nice crit. 4. Don't para. Beautiful. He's gonna heal. No. Oh my god, I was just out of range for healing. That's hilarious. Let's go, GG. Leaf Blade for the win. Bro. Tonight is absolutely insane. Bro, what? I don't know if I even have room for it. Because I kind of think it would have to go over Leaf Blade, no? No, I can't. Oh my gosh. Literally the option is nothing. Yeah, currently I would have had to get rid of Bubble Beam for Discharge if I wanted to do that. So that I had an answer for the water types to get rid of Leaf Blade. Yeah. It would have had to be Fire Ice, Fire Electric Ice. Dessert after the 5-course meal, dude. Dude, I can't stomach it. I really can't. Watch, I'm gonna be able to learn it because it's just that way. It's just that way. Okay, no. Wow. I'm not upset by that. I would be throwing a tantrum if it was any other Pokemon, but I'm actually not upset by that because I just don't know what I would do. It's like I spent like 40 minutes deciding between Leaf Blade and Discharge. I do not want to go down the same road with Calm Mind. Have a great night, Matthew. Thank you for joining us. Mary Jean, for the win. We believe. Hell yeah, we believe in him. Kanto doesn't know what's waiting for it. Welcome back, Tim. Shiki, you're waiting on the rules, correct? I almost forgot. You're waiting on the rules, correct? Alright, so here in Kaizo, you run one Pokemon out of the lab. You are meant to grab the first Pokemon that you look at. So technically in like Emerald, you would grab the one that the randomizer tells you, but that is optional for ones like this in FireRed where it is, you know, kind of diverse on which way you look at it. Emerald, it already kind of gives you the information when you start, so you follow the tracker. For us, we are 4,000 runs in. We are no longer following that rule. What we are doing is everything else. So all we are just doing is choosing the one we want out of the lab. That's it. So it's a tiny adjustment to the rule. It still doesn't always help us. And in fact, I probably am losing out on good files by doing that, but I don't care. I have gotten so frustrated by this game that after a year of playing it, it does say that the purpose of this is to be for fun, not for being strict. So I always just like to address that. ABC, welcome. How you doing tonight? Why not spin a wheel on left, right, middle? Ooh, escape rope. Because I see 3 good Pokemon and I'm being told I can't grab the Magmortar when there's a Wingull and a Happiny. Yeah, I'm not listening to the wheel. Not 4,000 sets in. I'm grabbing the Magmortar and having a good night. Going all the way with one runner instead of the lab. Lychee Berry gives it an attack boost if we're at low health. I need to switch that off. Thank you for reminding me. Well, the reason, Tim, is like technically you get less runnable files by choosing the first one you look at, regardless of what's on the table. That's what the purpose of the favorites is for. We just do the favorites to be like, hey, if one of these are offered, we're just gonna lean into those rather than others. Right? If it's like Dusknoir versus Licky, like I'll choose the Dusknoir. Exactly, Tim. So that's just the first rule, Shiki. I just like to address that to start off. After that, it is no Pokemon under 600 BST can be run unless you evolve into it. Best example, evolutions are through stone evolutions, including the friendship ones like Espeon and Umbreon. So if you use a Sunstone, you have a 7% chance to evolve into Metagross. And if that occurs, you are allowed to run it. When you pivot in the grass, once you catch a Pokemon with the intention to run it, right? If your intention is to just get out of the fight because it trapped you and you're about to die, you don't have to pivot. But if your intention is to pivot, once you switch, you have to keep it. You can't go back. If your other Pokemon was better, you have to stick with what you got. And you cannot catch another Pokemon in the same area, both in the trees or in the grass, or in the water. You are not allowed to run the ability Huge Power, Pure Power, if your Pokemon is 400 BST or higher, unless the Pokemon can evolve, like a Wailmer, and you are allowed to run 410 and below for Pure Power, Huge Power. The items on the ground are the only items you have access to. Everything is randomized, so the abilities, nature, moveset, stat distribution is all randomized. The only thing that stays is your typing and your base stat total and the number of moves that you learn on level up. You are not allowed to use healing moves. You are not allowed to buy healing items or buy anything other than Pokeballs or Repels. You're not allowed to use battle items, so no leftovers, no focus sash. You cannot heal outside of battle, so if I'm going from one trainer to another, I can go to a Pokemon Center if I'm not in a dungeon, but if I'm like just in a dungeon and like I have multiple fights, I can't just heal outside a fight. I have to be in a battle. So either a wild encounter or a trainer. You are allowed to use healing berries on your, like you are allowed to hold healing berries in herbs. So the move Fling, the best that you can do with Fling here in Kaizo is 10 base power. Eruption is unique with Blaze. I wouldn't say it's like... Oh my gosh. Let's go. That got scary real quick. Holy. To finish what I was saying, Blaze Interruption, it's not as good as like Stab Bubble Beam, but if it's super effective, it's pretty good. Daycare we are not allowed to use. That's a good question. Because technically, if the Pokemon in my first hand is not my like actual Pokemon, then it is no longer my runner, right? So when I put my Pokemon in there, now my HM Pokemon is my runner. If the opponent uses Whirlwind or Roar, you have to immediately switch back into your own Pokemon. You can't do anything with the HM Pokemon, and you give up that XP. Now, if that happens, it doesn't make your HM Pokemon the runner, it just means that in the fight you lose XP. Or any setup, and any setup that you may have done. I said you can't leave a dungeon once you enter, right? You have, oh, I don't think I went over that. You can't leave a dungeon once you enter to go and do anything. You have to do the mandatory fights in order to complete the dungeon for whatever its task is. If you leave optional trainers or items behind after leaving to go and heal when you're finally done, you cannot go back in to get what you left behind. So there's a dungeon before Bugsy, the cave to get to Bugsy has trainers, so you can't go back in, and there are more items when you have Surf, but you lose out on that no matter what. All right, Shiki, have a great night. Mr. LeBear, how you doing? R.I.P. R.I.P. Ignis the Typhlosion. Yup. More like Roar Frowny Face instead of Roar XD. Well, Tim, I am right there with you because after my very first win being with a Flareon, I hope that I can accomplish winning a Kaizo. Doesn't matter which Kaizo, I just want to win Kaizo with with every evolution. I want to have a crown for every single one. Pretty much. I had discussed with someone to commission like a custom made crochet like evolution set. They never ended up making it. But if it happens, then the purpose would be to like crown each one for their wins. Hey Drew, how you doing tonight? Mike Reed. How's the squid? Any Blaze Eruption tech opportunities? I did almost have it on the Mew, but I feel like my health got lowered too much, where it wasn't really like worth it over Bubble Beam. I need to find out what the max percentile for eruption-based power will be when Blaze is active, right? Like if, let's say if 37 it's not active, but 36 it is, or no, it would be 33, right? So it would be 34. I don't know how it works because it's 150 base power instead of 100. So I just don't know how it works for like the 33% of our health. Your name is ABC? Yep, I think that's what I've been referring you to as, correct? I said something else, my bad. Got a Glaceon keychain on Etsy. Hell yeah, I have an Espeon VMAX Pokemon card, so Espeon is definitely one I want to win with. Flareon was perfect because it's like, it's my cat, it's Zuko, but I'd love to win with Espeon next. Eruption base power is 150, but when our health is lowered, it changes how much the base power of eruption is. So if we're damaged, we'll do less damage with eruption. Risky the barrel. No, he's Christian. I was actually thinking about grabbing some food myself as well after the gym. I have food in the kitchen, I just getting hungry. Not doing the math right. At 1/3 health, eruption base power is normally 50. Okay, so at 1/3 health, eruption's base power is normally at 50s. So then that 50 becomes 75. Okay, that's good to know. So anytime our eruption is at 50 base power, that makes sense, right? That's 1/3 of eruption. I guess I'm just brain dead tonight. Because I should have been able to do that math, no problem. Yeah, the downside, Tim, is eruption is only 5 pp. So like we had the alternative option where we could have done lava plume. We had both eruption and lava plume. So it's 80 base power, 15 pp. And then it's 120 with blaze. But burst, fast eruption is stronger if we can, and helps us avoid taking damage. When lava plume would be more in the aspect of like, hey, we're on our last leg, let's get that extra momentum. And that extra momentum isn't even as strong as max HP Eruption. But it is nice to know Eruption, 50 base power, Blaze up to 75, super effective is 150. So Blaze Eruption is actually stronger than Aurora Beam, unless we're at like really low health. There's a chance that I don't even need Ice Beam. Aurora Beam might just be able to get the one-shots on those who need it. And it saves... it doubles our PP. Instead of being 10, it's 20. Alright, we get a new move. What do we get? +3 attack, wow. I'm not a fan of me first, to be honest. It's too much of a gimmick. Another calculation I just did in my head. Aurora Beam into a Pokemon with Thick Fat is the same damage as Bubble Beam as stat. Neutral Bubble Beam 97.5. Oh my god, do you see that? No way. Are we able to learn that? Yo, no way. I think that's Chuck. It's either Chuck or Claire. Did I have a dragon move earlier? I feel like I had a dragon move at one point. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Just walked immediately right into the grass. I mean, 90 base power It's tough to say no to. Is Dragon Pulse better than Bubble Beam? I doubt it. I would have to say it would be Aurora Beam, though. So I have really liked the ×4 off of Aurora Beam. I don't know, that's a tough choice, dude. Why can't I just learn every move in the game? There is there is the big dungeons that Eruption might be worse at than Lava Plume. I hope it's the right choice. That we are doing Eruption, especially since we use the PP up. Like I don't even think now we do Heart Scale at Elite Four to Lava Plume. I think we just keep Eruption and hope for the best. Trying to decide if Dragon Pulse would be worth it. Like it'll never be ×4. All of our current moves can be ×4. Alright, we now head towards the gym. I believe in us. I always worry about pluck and bug bite. Nice. That's like the strongest Pokemon out of all of the trainers, so it's worth using up an eruption there. Yeah, it's worth using one here too. And that was a crit, wow. Very good. Great XP out of these trainers. Alright, good luck. Winnie is a joke every single time, bro. What a joke. Bro, somebody should do an audit on you on how many times you've lost versus won. And if your ratio is not good, you need to get fired. Focus punch, move. No worries. Doesn't matter. Pretty comfortable with what we got going right now. Whitney is so easy because at this stage of the game, it's one of the higher level differences that we have on the gym leader. And after that fight with Whitney, there's a level spike that happens. There's not really many Pokemon before Whitney, if any. Honestly, I can't think of any that are level 30. But after Whitney, they're 30. And 30 and higher. So Whitney is like the end of that early phase. But if you get through that middle phase that's really tough, you kind of get a little bit of a smooth sailing before your next phase. And there's like a tiny dungeon with 4 trainers, low level, that you can just wait to do. You can do it early, but you can easily wait because the rest aren't that tough even. Unless you get that Mew. You get an encounter like Mew, then yeah, it becomes tough. But that's about it. Like, I more focus on like items and moves for this phase. And we have the escape rope. We get 4 extra items. Accuracy. I mean, if they lower our accuracies, it's useful. In a dire hit. Okay. 2x items, not bad. Could be worse. It's because Tentacruel knows she's going to the Elite Four. Alright, so for this Tentacruel, we're going as far as we can with it tonight. We're not cutting this in half, so if it's a long stream, it's a long stream. That being said, I'm quite peckish. I ate a little bit earlier, but not enough. So I'm gonna just take a few minutes to eat real quick, and then we'll get back into it. So I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. Let's get back into it. Welcome back, player. Perfect timing. One thing we saw Flare was PM7, which I can't remember if it's Morty or Claire, will be Dragon Pulse, and it is learnable. Right now, I rate this like a 4-star. I don't know how it's possible to be 3 gyms in and not activate a single ability, except maybe Thick Fat. No, we activated Flash Fire once, I think. But we haven't activated any Contact, any Water Absorb. We've had this moveset for a hot minute yet. Hope the statues at the Team Rocket basement aren't relying on me clicking a fire type move against a bunch of steel type Pokemon or something. Actually, no, that's a good question. Fire is only covering for 50. So like fire isn't even like required to cover for things in a neutral environment unless they have Water Absorb. If they have Water Absorb, then there's like 42 Pokemon I need to worry about having Water Absorb. Heatran's the big one. And even with that, like, there's still 26 Pokemon. But yeah, it's not like I'm clicking a fire move often, right? I'm only clicking Eruption when I'm at full health, and I'm like, wow, look at that Mon. I need to do damage to it. So my strongest move is Eruption, let's click that. So we don't really have to worry about Flash Fire too much. We don't have to worry about needing PP on Eruption. I have a free PP up on it already. So if we are needing it on the statues, we'll save one for a Shedinja encounter. That would be the one way the statues would force me to click Eruption 5 times. No reason to go into the fights with a weaker eruption if I need a strong eruption. Welcome back, Flair. No, sorry, Christian. I looked at the name above Christian's and it said that. My bad, Flair. I knew you were already here. Flair. Christian. God, my brain. Yep, choose the favorites. Because he's in Ultra Ball class, that's why. Yeah, he tanked that this time. Well, that's good to know, because I thought he was going to be easy. When I one-shot him last time, my thought was that's why Leaf Blade covered, like, Leaf Blade can cover Lantern, like some unique Pokemon that Electric can't. Attack. No, we don't need that. But damn. Got tanky. Was Whitney an easy beat? Yeah, very easy. We were actually talking about why she's the easiest trainer, the easiest gym. It's weird that the one-shot still happened on Wilbur, but didn't on Lantern. I guess the BST difference. I was considering if a fighting type move would be better. Is 39 on the... No, it's not better. Never mind. Ignore it. Dude, I wanted to break the brakes, but I guess not. Doesn't cover the water, poison, and water psychic types, which Leaf Blade is doing very well for us. We only have 2 more moves on level up, but that's okay. I'm not really stressing about more moves. I'm stressing more about quality of our battles. Like, just each Pokemon that we encounter, how do we handle them? I'm healing a little bit. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Kaizo Z. They call it DBKZ, for those who know. Oh yeah, this is definitely a kill mill tank click eruption. Doesn't matter how much health I have. Come here, Zuko. Yeah, fine. Hi, Zuko. Alright, good luck. Tropius! Think? Nice. Dude, we're getting vitamins. This is like our third vitamin. Hell yeah. Oh boy. Nice. That might have been dry skin Raikou. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with this moveset. It's the uniqueness of it is working really well, where I almost never have to click Eruption, but when I need a move like Eruption, I have it. I don't always need to click Leaf Blade, but water types are the most common, so having a strong move to counter water types has been useful. Though outside of water types, typically Stab does the job, and Ice is just a great offensive typing that also covers other options that maybe like Leaf Blade or Eruption would have done. So you don't have to go to those secondary options as often. It's like I have tiers of where my moves get used based on the Pokemon in front of us. It's pretty cool. Alright, time for the lighthouse. You got this. Easy win. Red shard, very good. Not as good, being that we don't need Pecha Berry. But Leva Berry, Cherry Berry. Cherry Berry is really the part that I like from it. Ooh, why does it have to be you first? Nice. That's good to know. That's really good information to know. The Riz. Physical attack is insanely coming in clutch. Like it's crazy how many Pokemon have one or the other, not both. Hello again. Yeah. Click your fake out. Take your little bit of eruption chip damage off of me. Oh my god, dude. We have seen 5 Pokemon. We have seen 5 Pokemon in this dungeon, and 3 of them, more than half of them, have been spirited. He really wants to get my autograph or something, I don't know. He's haunting me. I think I'm haunted. How many are we going to see in this tower? If there's more, I swear.